growing up in inner city Chicago, even being a chunky motherfucker, like, you gotta have a thick layer of skin. You feel me? So it's one thing people saying stuff on social media, and you got time to clap back, like. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, y'all try to flame me on social media, I will bake the fuck out one of y'all ass. Yeah. Cause if I got time to think about my comebacks, you're not winning. Now, if you catch me on the fly and I'm just down, barred out, then you might fry me. So that's why cyberbullying be like kind of like these kids are just.
But we seen cyberbullying firsthand.
We did.
Are you listening? Damn.
Cribs. Welcome to my humble abode. This is the kitchen. This is my living room.
Right.
I call this the mat carpet. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm getting my mat on, that's what I step on. No socks. Anyways, episode 12, Quality Konvos. We're back. It's your boy Julio.
It's your boy Derek.
The Hugo Man. Today, we're going to be talking about. So Russ had a lot of key points in his interview with the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
As we both know, Russ has been hated throughout the media for like a variety of reasons. Not even necessarily the media, but the hip hop community especially. And we're really just wondering, like, why can't he get on? Well, I mean, he's on, but why can't he get love and, you know, pretty much what's going on? I think he kind of explains it in this interview. So
I fuck with, I got a lot of mixed feelings about the interview. I definitely fuck with him just jumping out the gate. Like, I fuck with him, I fuck with what he's trying to promote, I fuck with his music. But after watching the interview, there are definitely a few, you know, just topics I just wanted to talk about that I felt that he was, well, we'll play the clips and then we'll talk about it. But let's go ahead and start off with the first little clip.
Yeah, so before we get to the clip, basically in this section, he's basically explaining like the background to where all the fuck Russ talk came from.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically wore like a shirt that said like how many Xans and lean do you have to use before you're like labeled a loser. And like I remember right before Fredo died, he responded to that basically saying like, well, I sip lean because of all my bros that's been died and like the trauma and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm not, until y'all can tell me like how to deal with that, which is a psychiatrist, I'll stop doing drugs. Unfortunately, his kidneys failed and he was dead a couple months later. So R.I.P. Fredo. But that's a lot of people definitely had hate. You know, because anytime everybody loved Fredo and Chief Keef and Chicago
legends and stuff. You know.
Yeah, but
go ahead and play
this is him talking about it.
That was my whole point when I first came out on that end. That was my whole point. You know, like I don't know. I think it was September at Day and Night Festival. I wore a T-shirt that said, and this is what really started the whole F Russ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're making addiction a joke. The shirt was how much Xans and leans you have to do before you realize you're a fucking loser. And now a lot of people thought that that was me calling addicts a loser. Really what it was me doing was I was referring to the kids in the suburbs, the white kids, and I know because I went to school with them and I went to college with them, who be doing it because they hear it in a rap song. They have no reason to be doing it other than it's playing on at the parties and oh, that sounds enticing. So I'm gonna start doing it, and then because you're so impressionable and because you're so influenced by rap, next thing you know you're addicted, and yes, now you're addicted, which is not a joke, and it's very serious. You feel me? But you got to look at step one. Why did you even try it in the first place?
Yeah.
You feel me?
You probably did it because you thought it was cool.
And that and there's kids who do it because you know what? We want the hurt to stop. We want the pain to stop, and I'm trying to escape the pain. There's only a couple ways to do it: drugs, death,
well, let a doctor prescribe it.
Yeah,
I agree. That's the biggest problem.
No.
The doctor subscribes it and then prescribes it. And then what winds up happening is it doesn't get you high anymore. You need something better, something stronger.
Well, and I agree. That's what they should. Stronger. That's the better avenue. But the reality is that kids are turning to themselves and turning to and they're making quote unhealthy decisions. But the point is that shirt was to the little white kids in the suburbs who have fake problems with their parents who do it because they're playing beer pong in the basement and they heard it in a rap song, yo, I'm gonna do some blow tonight and I'm gonna pop the Addy in a Percocet because yo, that shit sounds good. You know what I'm saying? And then you're addicted. Like, I had friends like that growing up who were straight edge kids, whatever, like straight white kids, like completely fine, who ended up getting addicted to Roxy's and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So the
Okay. So I had a couple mixed feelings about it. First, I don't know how I really felt about it, but it was two things. After watching it again, I can kind of understand how like I can play devil's advocate about what I'm about to say, but it was just things that he kept reiterating, just white. That really, like he stuck out with, he's a white rapper and a black culture. So that's just one thing. I mean, which is cool. I'm not saying anything against it because there was other rappers like Mac Miller. I fuck with him heavy. Listen to a lot of his music. But it's just like, who are you really doing this for? Like, who do you care about at the end of the day? Is it the community in general that you're not necessarily appropriating, but we can say, or whatever, with this strong culture vulture stuff that's going on now? You feel me? So it's just like, I don't know who you're, I mean, I fuck with you. I fuck with what you're pushing. Don't get me wrong. This is not a diss whatsoever. But at the end of the day, you're still white in a black atmosphere. You feel me? And you keep reiterating white. Like, that's who you're looking out for. Like, I've seen these white kids go bad. Like, so like, they need to stop. And I see like when other groups, like when it's affecting them, then they start to get passionate about shit. Not saying that you're not passionate about people hurting themselves, but black people have been doing this for a long ass time. So it's just like, but when it's affecting you, then you're really like, you feel me, like advocate for this shit, like stop this shit. So it's like, what are your true intentions? Not saying that it's not for the better of all people, because you have black friends and all this shit. You have Nigerian brothers, but we know some Nigerian people come here with a different mindset. So I mean, and that's not knocking all my Nigerians, because I fuck with hella Nigerians or whatever. But I don't know. It's just a lot going on. It's just like, let's keep watching it, but just understand like how he keeps advocating for his people. And I know you're white, you grew up around white people, you got white friends, but you do say you have a lot of Nigerian homies too. So it's just like,
but I don't think they're the ones that's like suffering from sipping lean and they come from a different culture. That's
right. So it's a whole different mindset.
But this is what I'm saying. So I think what he was saying was like, mainly what I'm having a problem with is the white people that are appropriating this black culture, but are appropriating the wrong things about the black culture that these people are promoting. So for instance, like them rapping about drugs and things like that. Now, he could have just said, oh, the black kids that's just sipping lean because they think it's cool. But he didn't even mention that because Fredo said trauma. Yeah. So he didn't say black kids and trauma. They might be doing drugs for a different reason.
Right. So
so to be honest, I'm actually glad he really didn't speak about black people, because honestly, you might not know why black people turn to drugs. But wait. So you might not even know why black people do drugs and things like that. But what you are speaking on is who you've seen personally suffer from doing these drugs that they have no business doing. And that's why he was saying white kids with these fake family issues, because these black kids have real issues to deal with. So it's like y'all situations, y'all whole drama is made up, but you're just using it as justification to be impressionable with this rap music. Second of all, and this is another thing, maybe you don't know who you're promoting to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's important because you are still talking to black people. Because
no. Wait, because no, that's not the case too, though. How? Because yes, you are talking to black people because it's hip hop and it's ours. Right. However, and this is what he was saying, y'all don't even know y'all consumers to even know who you talking to. The majority of consumers, like just wait. The majority of consumers.
Okay, right.
That's taking in this hip hop is white suburban.
Right, yeah.
So you're far away from this shit, really don't even know, but you just look at it like, oh, this is black and this is cool and this is edgy. Y'all love everything about black people, and y'all love everything about the culture of partying and things like that. It's, but y'all don't really care too much about black people. So y'all taking everything, y'all listening to everything from the culture, but you only taking the drug part because you want to get teed and you want to justify.
I mean, that's all that they're promoting though, because of social engineering and shit like that. What do record labels really sign nowadays? Mm-hmm. You got to look at the people who are fucking paying the bills of these rappers too. It's like a whole little cycle. So you can't really just be like, oh fuck you, because at the end of the day, like you said, you don't know what they're suffering from. Like you said, Fredo had trauma. Other motherfuckers got other shit too, and then it's just
why should he speak about that?
I mean,
what I'm trying to tell you is he has no clue about inner city black kids.
Of course.
And to be honest, I would rather him
talk from his perspective.
So I would rather him talk from his perspective, because the thing is, okay, then things would go way worse if he just be like, well, inner city kids, I know they're dealing with trauma from all these shootings and police shootings, but they should have said lean. Not people mad because he even spoke on our behalf at all. They're like, oh, what the fuck this white boy know about anything?
I'm not even down to him. It's just like you always.
But he's reiterating white people because he's talking about white people. Okay. He's talking about these people don't even have no type of reason to be doing these drugs, other than they heard a rap song and they go to concerts and they just think that that's what it takes to have a party. You know what I'm saying? And some of these artists are exploiting that fascination. So even if they don't do drugs like that, they gonna put it in their music. So it's like you. But then again, at the same time, some rappers do know their audience. You feel what I'm saying? Because they do know that
they tour,
if
right?
I talk about
concert, I mean, of course they know their audience.
Right. So what I'm saying, well, I mean, not always, but. Because even Dex, when it was this one concert, where motherfuckers was like, the face you make when you realize who your actual fans are, and it was literally just Dex and a just big ass crowd of white people, and it's like, even us just going to some of his like love shows personally, like it be hella white people, and it's like you would think, oh man, he's talking about Chicago, he's from Chicago. You know, blah blah blah. But then, like, you know, all like a shitload of his fans are white and they're coming from nowhere, and they really have no idea what he's talking about. But they popping Zans, they sipping lean, they just want to beat him in, and it's just like you have no business. So like, at least for him, I understand why he's reiterating white people, because those are the people that he's talking about have no business doing it. He can't say black people have no business doing it really, because he don't really know what's going on with black people. So,
but in this fucking in hip hop, the majority of the artists are black. So if you have a problem with other rappers, clearly they're black people. So you are in some regard talking about black people, and like the shit is done. That was the whole purpose of his shirt, right? And who he beat up? Is Smoker black?
Yes, yeah, I think, yeah, he black.
Right, so like, I don't know, like,
but that's what you couldn't even tie that in, because like, Smoke Perp got his ass whooped because he was saying purpose.
I mean, of course.
So they ain't got nothing to do, like, yeah, beat that black artist, because the black artist is humiliating the fuck out of us.
Of course.
And saying dumb shit, so.
I'm not like, but like I said, I gave the disclaimer that I still fuck with Russ, but I'm just saying.
It's not about fucking with Russ, I'm just explaining why he's reiterating white people.
Okay, I understand why you're reiterating white people, but there's so many black people who don't even reiterate for black people. Like, it's just like, it's crazy. Like, it's like you see other motherfuckers who stick up. Like, never mind. Let's just keep continuing on with the thing, and then I'm further on along what I gotta say about it.
So,
yeah, I mean, I fuck with
Another thing he was saying was how we don't really take social media serious, and it's like, even when I look at things like cyberbullying, like the shit is kind of a joke, because no. Let me take that back. The shit is not a joke, but it's a joke for people that grew up with aggressive bullying. You feel me? Like, growing up in inner city Chicago, even being a chunky motherfucker, like, you gotta have a thick layer of skin. You feel me? So it's one thing people saying stuff on social media, and you got time to clap back, like. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, y'all try to flame me on social media, I will bake the fuck out one of y'all ass.
Yeah.
Cause if I got time to think about my comebacks, you're not winning. Now, if you catch me on the fly and I'm just down, barred out, then you might fry me. So that's why cyberbullying be like, kind of like, these kids are just.
But we seen cyberbullying firsthand.
We did.
Like, don't act like we have.
Okay, so this is not even my point. Let me finish. So my thing is, cyberbullying is very real. What I'm saying is, it's a new era of more sensitive children,
right? And
they do need to be catered to a certain way. But at the same time, what we don't realize is when is one thing when it's between, you and a couple people. It's a whole different thing when you have cyberbullying coming from millions and millions of people. You know what I'm saying? And I think people don't really take that serious to like they're doing to
artists.
What they're doing to artists, what they're doing to celebrities in general. Like always having to wake up to 250,000 mentions of bad shit. Somebody leak a video you just talked about all day. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't think about that.
Yeah, that stuff is hella depressing. That's why you gotta disconnect sometimes, honestly. But yeah, that social media, cyberbullying shit. Yeah, these kids are fragile as hell nowadays. Like I see it with my. Well, no, I don't allow that shit in my family, but but you already know, like, you know, you see it with other people's family and their little cousins and shit, and how they so fragile and stuff. So you gotta be cognizant of all that stuff because this overdosing on drug shit and using it as a you know, as a what is it? What do they say in like the little drug things? Like you're so dependent on that for like all your little problems or whatever. Like I do agree with him wholeheartedly with this drug stuff. Y'all need to take it. Like, but still though, like I don't know. It's like, is it the parenting or I don't know what's going on.
Like
really.
As far as like drugs.
Oh, why
like
these
why
kids are
drugs?
like.
You can't blame it on the parenting because you can raise a perfect child, but I mean, some of it obviously. Sometimes some people just drop the ball with their children.
Yeah.
But it's a multitude of reasons why people like turn to these drugs. But I mean, at the same time, like people are impressionable. I mean you can't tell me like. But I'm saying like when we grew up, 50 Cent was hot, right? Like that was like one of the hotter artists.
Yeah. And
can you really not tell me why watching Get Rich to Die Trying? Playing the actual Get Rich or Die Trying 50 Cent game that you didn't kind of not say want to be 50 Cent, but you like
had that gangster moment.
Yeah, you right. You had a little gangster era. All of us had a. How many niggas that grew up in the 80s and 90s was trying to dress like Tupac and
but that's
you know, all of that? So it's just like we some of us want to have some type of connection to that rapper. It's just nowadays the drug coaches push more, and I guess they feel like, man, I can know what he's talking about if I try it out. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you mean with these WWE rappers in? Like when y'all just like.
Well, no, I think that's a whole different.
So what is he? What?
So when he was mentioning WWE rappers, and this is actually going towards Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and
which is so
the love and hip hop type mentality. And I understand sometimes you get into it with people, and it is a very on site type situation. You know, it's people that's been pissed me off so bad in life that like if I see them in person, it's gonna take everything in me not to swing on their ass. But at the same time, like you have money, you're representing brands, and like people really turned it into a like y'all be too scared to be yourself around white people. But like acting a nigga is acting a nigga. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like you ain't gotta always just pop off. Like you're not doing the black community any service by being like that.
Of course, but you know what he just said? He was just talking about how like the fans will big you up and then they'll put you down and all that shit affects them. So it's just like maybe she's just trying to resurge her fucking energy and like gain some more fan base and get her shit back on because you know she been popping a lot of shit lately because like you know she feel like her clout is diminishing and this girl is taking over and you know trying to kill my little throne and whatnot. So you know it's all gimmicks for like. And
if we haven't noticed in general, the media in general is just WWE. Like they WWE was just fucking genius. Like they knew how to make people want to tune in. Because I mean even if we look at the top of hip hop.
When did you figure out WWE wasn't real? That's another thing people got to understand, and that's the whole behind the scenes thing. Eventually, you realize it's not real. So you have to see like half of this shit probably just to get you keep tuning in or whatever. So it's just like I don't know.
Like
people got to be a little bit more smarter with
because it's just one of them things where it's like they were just genius. And when you look at the top of hip hop, I mean, let's just mention Kanye West. Okay, now it's funny. Now I'm not gonna say that his mental health isn't legitimate and like all these other things aren't legitimate, but it is funny how when you're pushing an album or when an album come out, that's when Kanye West come back into controversy. But you've been quiet for a little while. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's always something towards the rollout. Even with Russ, you weren't interviewing. Well, I mean, he's been in a little media run, but like not this hard. He's been everywhere, Hot 97, Breakfast Club, everywhere, right when you about to push out an album. So it's like, I'm not gonna say you clout chasing, but I mean, all of them clout. In the media, you have to clout chase.
Yeah.
For fans, because that's what fans love.
And you know what I've seen too? I watched it on a Vlad TV interview. It was with Nick Cannon, and he was talking about the Kanye situation or whatever. And basically, it is like from celebrity perspective, people want you to act like you're a god, and then like. But then when so because you have this, it's like this complex between the fan and the celebrity or whatever, and like you have to act like everybody has to be selfish too. He was like in this industry, like you have to be selfish, you have to be on your like godlike complex. So it's like when people act different, it's like you build me this way or whatever. It's just like,
and that's what he was saying too. Like y'all get mad at artists, and like because this is going to a whole other topic too, like. You get mad at artists for acting different or acting superior, but you build them up to the point to which they feel superior.
Yeah.
And I was saying like this reminds me of like Greek life, because just going to college and like when I like I've had the same friends since high school.
Right.
When I crossed, there was nothing to change. Of course, I have new connections and things like that, but I still had the same friends. And, people would be like, oh, you acting brand new because you Greek. No.
Yeah.
You changed on me when I went Greek. You just think I'm all that. I never, I don't treat nobody any differently.
Right.
And it's like, even for women will be on some like, girl ain't never called you pretty a day in your motherfucking life. As soon as you become a Kappa, now they, damn, you are pretty. I know, that's you. So if you big up somebody and then you try to like treat them like, oh, they think they all that, like, no, it's really just you like hating a lot of times, like, or you just like, cause there's a lot of people where like they'll be messing with an artist when they're underground, right?
Right.
And they'll like be like, y'all should listen to this person, but as soon as that person get hot, they be like they fell off.
Yeah,
with all these, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like
I don't know, but it's a weird thing, and I think people put too much in it. Like, just being close to like, just how close we are to like certain people and the whole industry stuff, and how we can understand things from a different perspective. And then I just go around regular people sometimes, and you kind of tell them like, or they like to just watch your snap. Now I have people ask me like, yeah, so how is it like, like, and I love this motherfucker, and I'm just like, they really put a lot of stock into people who like are just normal people, but they still, it's like that weird complex, that little God complex that you're talking about. So it's just like, niggas is normal, like chill out. like
and
don't put too much stock into it.
The reason why it be so funny too is because I see people like, but even just knowing local rappers, people not gonna support you until they feel like you get more money than them, and that's facts.
Yeah.
Can't no upcoming rapper come out of some shit like this, kick a dope rhyme, and y'all fucking with him. You feel me? He gotta have on jewelry. You notice once the rapper get big, first thing you do is buy some chains, and that's not for. I mean, yeah, of course the nigga want to be fly, but that's more so for y'all than it is
like
for
a
him.
Celebrity uniform.
It's a celebrity uniform.
It's like a celebrity.
That chain means everything.
Yeah,
it's a status symbol.
Yeah.
But you get mad, like, you won't even support that person when they just trying to be humble and they trying to be just like you, and they are just like you.
Yeah.
But you make them into this like clout monster, and then you get mad.
I
Like, it's crazy.
The J. Cole's heavy, the niggas who the Kendricks, niggas is still normal. Like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, this is some weird shit. We're gonna play the next clip. Okay.
So what time stamp was that?
That was actually the first 5.
The media one was like at 22 something.
18.
No, that was Mac Miller.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
That was like what, 22:30?
Yeah, 22:30.
What's the other thing?
Hey.
Good job.
Hey. You gotta see this goofball shit?
But yeah, this is pretty much just talking about the media and like how people like,
That's what that shirt
oh
was.
shit, I definitely
People,
fucked up.
Yeah, let me stop.
I definitely just fucked up. But yeah, like, but people just not realizing like cyberbullying and like how they literally drive artists fucking crazy, like for real.
niggas is normal.
There's
They have
no
normal
repercussions,
emotions.
like you said
Like,
earlier.
There's no
people
repercussions, but
feel-
now,
in the face.
now the rumor doesn't go around your school. The rumor goes around the world.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you get caught giving top on camera in 2006, your school's gonna know, but like people in Nebraska and Africa aren't gonna know. Now it's like
Now
yo,
you're head girl.
you're just like you're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
You feel me? And so it's screw getting bullied by 2,000 kids. Now you're getting bullied by 2 million people. And if you think that that doesn't have an effect, and you think that my other thing with this is too is the consumer wants artists and celebrities to be normal, right? The problem is that you treat them, and they want them to be equal, but you treat them as if they're supposed to be above feeling what the natural human would feel.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, okay, pick a side of the fence, right? You want me to be you and be relatable, and you're still us, like be humble, okay, but you also want me to deal with this level of negativity or whatever and respond to it how you would respond to it. Well, if that's the case, I'm lashing out, I'm clapping back, because y'all be responding to 2 people in your mentions. You feel me? I get thousands of them. So pick a side of the fence, and you want us to be equal, but you treat celebrities like gods and are surprised when celebrities act like gods. I don't understand that the whole celebrity to consumer relationship is really skewed. You want celebrities to be equal, but at the same time, they have to endure things that are not equal to you.
It's almost like they want you to take all the shit that they say about you because you got money.
Yeah.
Because you are who
Like
you
that's
are.
supposed to be a blanket.
Yes.
And like a
I'm like, that's supposed to be a blanket. but yeah, so it's just like, yeah, people just don't realize that like words do hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
of course, a nigga
I'm not
threatening to whoop your ass in your face.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more intimidating, but like, I mean, even just consider this:
Like,
XXXTentacion got shot and killed
right.
by some regular people, right?
Right.
Just imagine if you went on Twitter and you just scroll into your comments, I'ma kill you. He said he getting death threats by the thousands, right?
Right.
So you just think of that paranoia
Yeah.
of thinking like, and of course he probably got higher security because he making so much money. But just imagine literally having to think like, damn, somebody could really off my ass today.
Yeah.
That's a whole different level of paranoia.
Every
feel what
day
I'm
you step
saying?
out the crib, you have to be prepared. Yeah, I mean.
But y'all wonder why people turn to drugs and just people want to feel numb after a while. Like that's
I don't know.
the type of energy that's
I
just
just-
not.
I mean, that's definitely real. I mean, but you gotta think about it. We're from Chicago, so like people feel like that every day out here too, though.
Mhm.
Like every day you
Yeah.
step out.
And they,
outside,
and
you have to
and
be
you know what
prepared.
else? You
Like
know what
that's
else that
another
say?
thing that's so crazy too. Like like people, regular people, we deal with that every day, just
Yeah.
like them. Like
Yeah.
like,
But this is the difference though.
what?
Even with Rico Reckless, what's the thing he always say? It's people literally getting killed for clout. People getting killed on social media. FBG be saying this too. People getting killed on social media.
Yeah.
You're not getting killed from the everyday paranoia of I mean, sometimes they do go outside, but a lot
Social
of them
media
are getting
was probably
killed
the most
because
dangerous thing that happened for Chicago. Like that was.
I'm not gonna know you talking shit up north if you
Yeah.
keep it up north. But
The
if you
most
get
dangerous thing.
online and start talking about how you gonna kill who and who out south, or you
Yeah.
gonna kill who and who over east or out west, now I got it out for you. You just made way more enemies than you. All right, so
Yeah.
first you had to worry about your blood.
Yeah.
Now you got to worry about the whole
And
city.
then the whole live situation. Think about how many people just died off of
Facebook
live.
Live.
Just off of just niggas knowing where they're at exactly at that time, like up the score, like another one. Like, but yeah, social media. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. That's
Right.
really what it is. Like,
Great for
but
networking, great for
but
branding, great for marketing.
for all
but-
that, you can get on, you can make a living. People can change their lives, their family lives, and all that. But at the same time, it could be a detriment too. Like motherfuckers just getting killed by the numbers, by thousands. Like yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
just because it's something that they said online.
Yeah,
Like,
but you have to.
online.
It's here now. Like that's our generation
Yeah.
living in it. Like you just got to figure out how you gonna maneuver within. So
You just gotta be careful. I mean, I know I talk about a lot of things openly, but yeah, you just gotta be careful with the things you post, the energy that you put out there, because anything that any of us have tweeted
yeah.
since the
And
creation
like
of Twitter
stuff
can be-
probably never deleted. They can find
Yeah.
different ways to pull
Oh,
up
yeah.
everything.
Uh.